Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Coin Curiosity Channel. I am Redacted 9line, and we are continuing on with our mid-20th century coin collection purchase, review, analysis, deep dive, whichever word synonym you would prefer. And yes, we're not just pulling coins off the internet and looking at them through a screen. So I do have these coins that I had purchased through a collection. So we're looking at them and we are just using the scope to help get a better look, a more detailed look, having technology work for us. So this is the most recent minted coin that we have, I believe, that we're going to be looking at. And all these nickels, which is what we'll be primarily focusing on, the nickels came from some old Whitman blue books that you can put your coins in. I'm sure everybody's seen them before. You can pick them up at various coin shops or retail stores. So we had pulled them all out, and we're going to be looking at what we acquired and hopefully fill some of the blanks that we had in our collection. So the first coin up, 1968 San Francisco Jefferson nickel. And these did not contain silver. We only will get into the silver composition when we're getting into 1942 to 1945, the wartime nickels. So when we come across those, we will point them out. But 1968 San Francisco saw a mintage of 100,396,004. So we have the motto on the left, Jefferson in the middle, Liberty with the date and the mint mark, and then right below the bust here, we can see the initials for the designer, which was Felix Schlag. And so that is something that you want to look for to see if it is present or not present. And if it's not there, potentially could be some added value, but you want to make sure that it has not been removed in any way or just worn down. So here's the front or the obverse of the coin. And we'll take a look at the reverse. Motto up top, Monticello, 5 cents, United States of America. And when you are looking at your nickels, you want to look at Jefferson's home here, and what you're trying to find is do the steps that are right above, all right, the NTICE and L in Monticello. Can you see a distinction in all of them to get either 5 steps or 6 steps, or sometimes known as full steps? That will help bring in a more premium value. But your price that you're looking at, of course, on the low end, you're going face value, so 5 cents, potentially up to $4,000. And you're going to need a gem of a nickel to be seeking that price. But that was the first nickel. Let's take a look at our second one here. And that previous 1968 San Francisco did look pretty good. Just the strike was weak, and we did not have any steps. But here we have a 1968 Denver minted Jefferson nickel. And again, beautiful obverse of this coin. Let's take a look at the reverse. But as we can see, as I take away some of the light on the steps, they've been worn down. But overall still has a beautiful luster to it. But this 1968 Denver, you can seek a maximum price currently through auctions and sold records of approximately $35. And they had minted 91,227,000 and change. So a little bit less than the San Francisco mint, but does not carry the price. All right, here we have a 1961, and it is unfortunate that we have those two scratches. We have this one down here below, and then this one going right through the forehead and the hairline. And we can see the striations going through the nickel. But this 1961 saw a mintage of 73,640,000 and change. And you can get up to $15,000 for this nickel. That would be a pretty penny, or in this case, a pretty nickel. All right, here we have a 1960, and again, we have those same lines that are going through. Do not believe those to be any type of die cracks or die breaks, whatever the current term that we're using these days. But we can start seeing, if we were to zoom in and pull this underneath a jeweler's loop, or if you were able to hold it in your actual hands and look at this, the gold portion that you're seeing is actually the nickel that has been wearing away, and that should be the copper that is starting to show through, and that actually does end up providing a fairly good looking coin from an eye appeal standpoint, if you like how it ends up eroding away. But let's go ahead and take a look at the back. So we go 1960 Denver. And your 1960 Denver saw a mintage of 192,582,000 and change, with your price range being face value up to $130. But overall, not a bad looking coin. And as I check my notes, but yes, I just wanted to check my notes, and so it was 1966 is when they started putting the initials underneath the Jefferson's bust, which is why we do not see the FS for Felix Schlag, the designer. So just wanted to point that out. So we should not be seeing those initials anymore, as we are only getting into older nickels. All right, here's another 1960. I'm going to presume that this came out of the Philadelphia spot in the book. And I will add, now that I am starting to see the same lines coming through, that these, I don't believe that these are scratches. I believe the books had tape over them that were holding the nickels in place, which was unfortunate. But that is what actually those lines are, now that I start seeing them in similar places going across these nickels. And that actually might be some of the residue instead of that being the copper coming through. So just wanted to provide the correction there, or accurate information for what we're actually looking at. But yeah, if you end up seeing, I guess, two lines, one on top or one on bottom of any coins that you may come across, it's possible that they were taped into a book, since those were the high points on the coin. So 1960, let's go and turn this over, and yep, we don't have the mint mark here. So Philadelphia, 55,416,000, and you can get to a price of $2,500. And one of those key markers that you're going to need are full steps, which we don't have on this coin either. All right, we have this 1959. There's the front of the coin. Let's see what mint mark we have. Denver, 1959 Denver, 160,738,240. And your value range is the face value of the coin up to potentially $1,100. But I do like the way that this coin has accumulated its debris or toned out around it. It makes it look like a fairly old coin, but it looks pretty good. I like the look of it, I should say. All right, our next coin, 1959. Still some good detail in the jawline, the cheekbone. And no mint mark, Philadelphia. So 1959 saw a low mintage of 27,248,000. But again, low mintages don't necessarily mean much, as your value range is, again, the face value up to $350. Next coin up, 1958. And we have Philadelphia, no mint mark. 1958 saw even fewer than 1959 for a mintage, 17,088,000, and you can see a max return of $3,500 if you can get the proper grade. So not bad. 1958, Philadelphia. Our next coin, we have 1957. And I believe we are at Philadelphia. So 1957, Philadelphia saw 38,408,000. And you can see a max return price for current prices in 2023 of $500. Once again, these nickels came from the mid 20th century coin collection purchase that I had done. You can check out the playlist on the channel that is entitled with the same name. And I do appreciate you swinging by and watching along as we go over these coins. So here we have 1956. And this is Denver. We can see that Jefferson's home is fairly rubbed down on this coin, but 1956 Denver is going to bring us $67,222,000 and change for the mintage, and you can get up to $1,700 for this type of a coin. And I use the word type loosely, just indicating the year and mint mark. We have 1956 again. This should be Philadelphia, which it is. 35,216,000 minted. You can see up to a $1,600 return on the high end. Here we have 1955. Denver Mint, 74,464,100. And if you have the best coin, you can seek up to $6,000. Find the right buyer, be the right seller. Never know what can happen. All right, here we have another 1955. I'm going to presume that this is probably a Philadelphia, which it is. Fairly beat up, fairly worn down, which is unfortunate. It is low mintage, 7,888,000. But you can seek up to a $1,500 return on a nickel from 1955 made at the Philadelphia Mint. All right, here we have 1954 Jefferson Nickels, 5-cent pieces. This is a San Francisco. And one of the things that you can look for is a S over D, a San Francisco mint mark over a Denver mint mark. And we can do a quick zoom in. And that does not appear to have any issues. I can probably put it underneath a loop a little bit later, but that looks to be just a normal 1954 San Francisco. So we are at 29,384,000, and too bad we don't have a great home on the back with steps, because we could try to get up to $16,500 for a return on this coin. But there we go, 1954 San Francisco. Following along, 1954, and we have Denver, 117,183,000 minted. And you can get up to a high-end value of $3,000. None of these nickels would probably bring any of that value along. 1954, I'm going to presume correctly, Philadelphia, 47,684,050. $1,000 is on your high end for this coin. We have 1953, and again, you will not see the designer's initials at the bottom of the bust, as that started after 1966 or started in 1966. But everything else appears to be here on the obverse, on the front of the coin. So let's flip it over. 1953 San Francisco. And that saw a mintage of 19,210,900. And you can have a value range between face value of the coin to $4,500. It's another 1953. Take a guess at the mint mark. If you guessed Denver, you're correct. We're pretty much going through books that we had pulled these coins out of. Kept them in order. So 1953 Denver. Sorry about hitting the camera, everybody. But we're at 59,878,600. And you can find a $750 coin. Again, that key marker that you need are full steps right above the word Monticello on Jefferson's home. You need full steps. Our next coin, 1953. Philadelphia, saw a mintage of 46,644,000. Top end of your value range is $5,000. $1952. San Francisco, 20,572,000. You can seek up to $1,000. And we see that we have now gotten rid of a lot of those tape lines, so hopefully we won't be encountering those anymore. But that's my observation. I'm not sure actually where that ended, but it's good that we don't have them anymore. So 1952. And that is a Denver mint, 30,638,000, $350 on the high end. Here is our next 1952 Philadelphia, 63,988,000. Value range is 5 cents to $3,500. And there's the front of that one more time. $1951. San Francisco, $7,776,550 on the high end. $1951 Denver, $20,460,000. You can get $250 on the high end. I'll center that up a little bit more. Completing out the year set, 1951 Philadelphia, $28,552,700 on the high end. There's the front one more time. And because we're getting into a new decade, we'll go ahead and pause it here. We will end this video here. We'll start the next video off with the 40s decade for the nickels. But I do appreciate you tuning in, seeing the nickels from the older years, a few from the 60s and then the 50s that we were able to get our hands on, and that we are thankful to be able to review, hold in person, look at, be all inspired, enjoy their beauty. So if you do enjoy this content, please don't forget to hit subscribe, pop that notification bell, whatever it is that one must do to stay up to date. And I do appreciate you again being here. I have been Redacted 9line for the Coin Curiosity channel. Thank you for watching. Take care.